This course that you're taking today is the first step into getting your driver's license in Alberta, and it's based directly on that driver's guide to operation of safety and licensing for cars and light trucks. So we're not making stuff up, and I'm not using stuff from BC or anything. This is very specific and tailored to the Alberta driver's guide and the Alberta knowledge test. That's what the driver's guide look like. As I keep mentioning, you can download a copy, but you guys already have it. It's also in that chat if you ever needed to go back or save the link. But the actual laws that apply to driving a vehicle, those can be a little more specific and can sometimes change regularly. Those can be found within the Traffic Safety Act. So I just want to show you guys the delineation. The driver's guide helps you learn the rules of the road generally, signs, and helps you pass that test. And then specific laws and the criminal code and all that stuff derives from the Traffic Safety Act. Starting with chapter 1 of your driver's guide, this is all the licensing information. So this one's a little dry, but it's a lot about rules and regulations and things like that. So get your coffee ready and it starts on page 9 of your driver's guide. So in order to obtain your license, you need to be 14 years of age or older, and this is your learner's license right from the beginning. You need to pass a vision test. So if you go in to do your learners and you pass, you'll do a computer or knowledge test, and they'll also require you to do a vision test. So if you do have glasses or contacts or something like that, then make sure you bring those with you on the day you write your test as well, because they'll put you on a vision screening test to just make sure that you can see everything properly. And then if you do have your glasses with you that day, they'll also give you a condition code, but we'll talk about that more, about what that means. But just to make sure when you're planning on going to write your test, make sure you don't forget your eyeglasses or contact lenses for that day. So you don't need to take the glasses off and take the vision test. You can put them on. You just want to know that you do have proper vision and proper corrective lenses. You need to pass that knowledge test, of course, like we keep talking about and what we're preparing for. If you're under 18 years old, I don't think any of you are, but if you are, you must have your parental consent or guardian consent to go write that test and to maintain your license. You also need 2 pieces of identification. Oh, and those are some examples, but I don't know if they take SIN numbers. I heard they're a little bit tough, but if you have a birth certificate, if you have a newer status card, so the older laminated ones don't qualify, but if you have one of the newer ones with the photo and have been with the security measures on it, then those new status cards will work as ID as well. Alberta healthcare card, that'll work too, but you always make sure that you bring 2 pieces of identification with you in order to write that test. I also recommend to bring a piece of mail. Sometimes they'll ask you to verify your address. So just having a piece of mail or a utility bill or something, that can help as well to just speed up the process in proving your address. So this can be all found on page 10 of your driver's guide if you want to go and follow along or go back and refer to it. So that parental consent is required for anybody, like I said, under 18. You must show proof of guardianship, and you must accompany that guardian, or that parent must accompany you to the registry office to provide their written consent. So they'll have to sign, and then that consent that they've given you to write the test and to have a license will stay on your file. But it's important to remember that a parent or guardian can remove or withdraw that consent at any time. So even say you do get your learner's license, you pass that test, and you even pass your road exam, and then you start driving on your own and you're driving around. But if you're still under 18 and say your parent wants to maybe punish you or something, and they can go actually remove that consent. And if they remove their consent, then your license would also be suspended at that time until you turn 18 and come of age. So just to be mindful, it seems like these things may not apply to you if you're under 18, but it could very well come up on the test. They could ask you a question about that regarding parental consent. And there could be a question that says, can a parent or guardian withdraw their consent to a person under 18 years of age? And then they would give you some multiple choice questions. So as detailed as I'm being, these are all things. They can test anything out of this book. So it's good to know all these little details because it could very well come up as a question on your test. The signature of your parent or guardian is not required though if you can prove that you are married or self-supporting. Like if you've become emancipated, then you wouldn't need to provide that.